Alright people, welcome back to Conquer and Commander. This is a game featuring my Captain Sisay deck. For the complete deck list, go to puremtgo.com and look up my article series Conquer and Commander. You can also check out the video description, and hopefully I will have a link to the deck list up there soon. This is an early version of my Sisay deck, so you're going to see some cards that aren't in the list. One of which is Masumaro, another one is Champion's Helm. Some of these cards just didn't do enough for me. Masumaro was just a big beater and nothing else. The Helm, Shroud is nice, but it doesn't do anything else. But I did promise my boy Royal Al here, playing his Phelddagrif deck, that I would get this game up. So looking at my opponent's Phelddagrif is Group Hug. And then we've got the Mimeoplasm with some graveyard shenanigans, and then Nath with some discard stuff. This is another bugged game where my play space is up here. It's the Sacred Foundry art. Obviously, I can't keep this hand because it only has one land. So I'm going to mulligan, and that's a bad hand for me to keep, but I do it anyways. I have a bad habit of keeping bad hands with this deck because 3 planes isn't going to do jack for me. So I've got to draw into a forest to help me out. And I Moss Warp Bridge, and it's a bunch of freaking forests. So I put Garrick under it. Phelddagrif plays Anvil of Bogarden, which in all honesty is just going to help the Mimeoplasm player. It's funny because Al is going to be picked on a little bit early on this game, and he's like, why the hell is everybody picking on me? It's because people just don't trust group hug decks, period. They just don't. Group hugs decks have a tendency to make games just last longer. Yeah, I don't know. So I end up far seeking for Savannah. Draw Masumaro. Again, he's not in the deck because he doesn't do enough. Phelddagrif does nothing. Cultivate for the Mimeoplasm. People's graveyards aren't really a big deal in this deck, or in this game, but Bloodghast is out there with Nath. There's Fertilid. I get rid of Michiko Konda and I play Sisay. Font of Mythos from the Phelddagrif player. Alright. So people are going to have to start discarding. So the Mimeoplasm comes out and exiles my Michiko Konda and Al's Sphinx of Yuthan. So Bloodghast goes after Phelddagrif. I discard Elspeth and I play Teague just to kind of slow things down. And Loyal Retainers because I'm assuming I'm going to have to discard Akroma. Akroma didn't make the final cut either in this deck. Akroma was a creature that I had a hard time cutting in the deck, and the only reason he got cut, or she got cut, is because I'm playing Avacyn and Myojin, the white Myojin. I wanted to be able to tutor for a Wrath, and I thought that was more valuable than having the big beater that Akroma is. And I really wanted to play with Avacyn. This is the first deck I've had with Avacyn. So Academy Rector. The other thing that's interesting is that Omniscience is in his graveyard, so he can't tutor for it. And the Mimeoplasm player gets rid of his Ulamog. And he attacks into the Academy Rector. There's some weird decisions that happen in this game. The Rector searches up Eye of the Storm. Okay, so it's been a long time since I played against Eye of the Storm, and I kind of just crap my pants because the few times I remember playing against it, it just caused so many headaches, it was ridiculous. So my whole goal is to destroy it. And I know Al's going to hate hearing that, but like, I saw it and I was like, holy cow, that thing needs to die. So Wormcoil Engine for Mimeoplasm, and Fertilid goes away for Nath to get some land. My problem with Eye of the Storm is that I kind of forget how it works. Like, it's been so long since I played against it. And Bloodghast goes after Al again. And then Nath comes out to play. Okay, so I search up, I don't remember what, Gaia's Cradle, just to draw more cards, or have more land. And, you know, I discard Avacyn, or Achroma. Okay, so I've got Viridian Zealot, really, and that's it. Okay, and I've got Swords Path to Exile. So if I'd wanted to, what I could do is put Path to Exile out there and exile like Wormcoil Engine, and then Beast Within, blowing up a bunch of stuff, and then getting rid of the Eye of the Storm. Well, what I do is I target Eye of the Storm with my initial Beast Within, and then not realizing that that's not really how it works. It gets exiled, and then I blow up Anvil of Bogarden on accident. So I wasted that Beast Within. I could still like Beast Within a bunch of stuff right now if I play Path to Exile, but I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just so focused on killing Eye of the Storm that I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to use the Zealot and I'm going to blow it up. It's a good thing I didn't get rid of it though. Oh, and then I sacrificed the Retainers to bring Achroma out. And I attack the Mimeoplasm player. And then I Path to Exiled the Mimeoplasm so I wouldn't have to sacrifice a permanent. Which might not have been the smartest play, but you know, whatever. So, Phelddagrif plays Temple Bell. People are discarding cards because their hands are too big, so Nath's going to be good with that. Sturmgeist is out there. She's a 10/10. And Nath gets attacked by Wormcoil Engine, and then Go for the Throat takes out Gaddock Teague. And it's a bad sign when oh yeah, and then he's got the Mimeoplasm player has to discard 3 cards, so all of a sudden Elf Warriors all over the place. And I know exactly what's coming up now that he killed Teague. And you'll see in just a second. Vision Skeins lets people draw. He's going to Death Cloud. He Death Clouds for 4. It's enough to hurt a couple of, like, Al's going to be kind of crippled. And the only thing saving me, well, it's going to hurt me too. But Nath is going to have a whole bunch of dudes if he manages to live, because everybody's got to discard all those cards. So I'm going to make sure and Swords to Plowshare Nath so he doesn't get a whole army, which is what I do. And then I search up Yavimaya Hollow, which is dumb. Like, I should have searched up a different land. Like Flagstones or something. Everybody's discarding cards, and I make sure to keep some lands. And a couple of elves die, and Sisay dies, and a bunch of lands die. Death Cloud is not a card you see a ton of play. It sees a ton of play in Commander because people just tend to hate it. Yeah, so I'm down to two lands. Royal Owl just drew another land and plays it. The good thing is Font of Mythos is still out there and Temple Bell, so people are going to be able to recuperate quickly. And I've got 2 lands in my hand too. So I play Reki and I pass. I draw into Sylvan Library because Temple Bell gets tapped. Phelddagrif cultivates. Bojuka Bog. And he Bajuka Bogs the Phelddagrif player. And it's interesting because, you know, there's a Bloodghast in the Nath player's graveyard. So it's it's a tough decision to justify, but, you know. So then Phelddagrif gets attacked by the 2 worm tokens. Vampiric Tutor for Nath. Bloodghast comes back. Soul Ring. Lightning Greaves. And Braids. Freaking Braids. So he's really trying to punish people now. Awesome. Once again, though, Font of Mythos and Temple Bell are out there. So this is kind of a nice little stax deck. So I blow up a land to Braids, and I play another land, and I've got Lightning Greaves here. So the plan is to play Greaves, put it on Reki, and discard Kozilek so I get everything in my graveyard back in my library. Braids hits artifacts, and that's why I put Greaves out there, so that I could go ahead and keep Reki out and I accumulate another land, and I'll blow up the Greaves to Braids next turn and be able to play Sylvan Library and another creature as well. Phelddagrif plays Sphere of Safety, beginning his Pillow Fort. Runescarred Demon from the Mimeoplasm player. Don't know what he tutored up, though. An Elf Warrior goes away. Oh, no, Bloodghast went away. And then Viridian Emissary. And then Liliana's Spectre, just to hurt people more. I dump Yossi. And all these guys go after the Phelddagrif player while paying for Sphere of Safety. So yeah, I get rid of the Greaves, and I play 8.5 Tails, and then Sylvan Library. There's a Cultivate, so I'm hoping that I can get enough land to do something bad here. And then Phelddagrif Terminuses, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, that gets rid of Braids and my 8.5 Tails and Reki, but, you know, whatever. That's the good thing about this deck, is that I can tutor them back up if I want. Alright, press play, dang it. There we go. So now people can start accumulating land again. Oh yeah, and then the Mimeoplasm player accidentally exiled his commander instead of sending it to the command zone, so he can't cast it again. So he's going to try and play without his commander, and there's Oracle of Moldiah. The Nath player plays Bloodgift Demon, and then cultivates, and does not attack. So I'm going to cultivate, play a couple lands, and oh yeah. So then Phelddagrif player plays Telepathy. Pause. Okay. So Telepathy is going to be a pain in the ass because everybody's hands are going to be visible. So this is the Mimeoplasm player's hand. It's got like Putrefy, and Ulamog, and Myojin, and Drana, and Eternal. It's just a brutal hand. There's my hand. Everybody gets to see it, so I'm just going to shove it right there. And then Nath's hand is Fleshback Marauder, Decree of Pain, and Wickerbow Elder. This isn't really going to matter because next turn, guess what's going to come out is the Black Myojin. And then there's Mind's Eye. I remember when Al was talking to me about telepathy, I'm like, people are going to hate telepathy. They're going to try and kill you for it. He's like, no, they won't. Not once they see what other people are playing and how crazy their decks are. And that's true because all of a sudden we see this hand and everybody focuses on the Mimeoplasm player. So here comes the Black Myojin. Oracle hits me. And then he waits till after Blood Gift Demon draws him the cards. And then he pops the Myojin. He cycles Decree of Pain to get rid of everything else on the board. And then discards the Rampaging Balots. And then gets attacked by the Blood Gift Demon. His hand's really fat still, though. So I draw Time of Need. Oh yeah, Kitsune Healer was an initial version of this deck, and it's friggin' awful. Don't be goaded into using that. So I put Sisay out there, and I fetch land, and I search up Temple Garden. Owl just passes the turn. Phyrexian Metamorph copying Mind's Eye. Putrefy takes out... What did Putrefy take out? Mind's Eye. Oh, it was Owl's Mind's Eye. The Phelddagrif Mind's Eye. So Nath draws a Forest and Damnation. And plays his commander. Puts Greaves on it. And attacks with both against the Mimeoplasm player. Phelddagrif is going to flash out Luminarch Ascension. Yeah, so Mimeoplasm's at 26 now. I draw Viridian Zealot and Skyshard Claim. I play the Claim. And then I play Time of Need for Reki. And then I play Reki. And I wait on tutoring with Sisay. Teferi's Puzzle Box. Friggin' awesome. So all this good stuff from his hand goes away, including Sholdred and Glissa. And this follow-up hand isn't nearly as beefy. It's got a Clone and Genesis Wave, and Recurring Insight. So he's going to go ahead and Genesis Wave, I think, for a bunch. And it's not as bad as it looks. He does get Volition Reigns and Sword of Body and Mind and Vorosh. What is he Volition Reigns? Oh, the Luminarch Ascension. He steals the Luminarch Ascension right there. Puts the sword on Vorosh. It's just kind of inviting a damnation. He gets made to discard a card with Nath. He's got to get rid of all this stuff, though, because of Teferi's puzzle box. This is a game that took a long time. And it's even slow on my replay. Here comes Puppeteer Click, taking Grave Titan out. And the Titan attacks. Oh yeah, I searched up Day of Destiny because I wanted to pick a card that Day of Destiny is no longer in the deck either. A card that I wasn't going to mind losing to the puzzle box. And I get Champion's Helm and 2 lands, and that's not much help. The Helm did nothing for me, that's why I got rid of it. And then there's Rofellos. I play Rofellos, and it draws me into Temple of the False God. And I search up Azusa, and I play Azusa. It draws me into Explosive Vegetation. And then I play a bunch more land, and I vegetate. So I'm stuck with Champion's Helm in my hand, so I finally just decide to play it. Alright. Veteran Explorer from Phelddagrif. And the purple hippo comes out. Yay, hippo! There's me saying, there's the big hippo. So he has to get rid of Clone and Recurring Insight here. Oh crap, my computer's starting to slow down here. That's not good. There we go. Phantasmal Image, Divination, and Terastodon. Ugh, Terastodon. So he's going to play Terastodon and then image it. He gets rid of my Champion's Helm, fine. Soul Ring, and something else. And then the Telepathy is going to go away, and then my Mosswort Bridge. Everybody's getting a bunch of elephants, and then he divinations. I'm not really sure why he didn't get rid of my Sylvan Library, but that's fine, whatever. So Nath's gonna make Vorosh discard again. Oh yeah, and he did, the other thing was the Mimeoplasm player didn't attack with Vorosh. So let's see here what happens. So many triggers. Luckily next turn I'm going to be able to tap Rofellos for a lot. And I've got a decent amount of dudes. And I should be able to tap for something cool with Captain Sisay. Yeah, I draw into Core Haven. Nobody cares about that. I get Multani, which isn't the best, but yeah, Multani is another card that didn't make the cut, because again, he's just nothing but a big beater. So I tutor up Kamal, and I play him, and I draw into Gaia's Cradle, which is even more awesome. And I play the Cradle, and so I go all out attacking the Mimeoplasm player. And I get another creature from the hippo. And I tap Rofellos, and I tap Gaia's Cradle, and I make all my dudes freaking huge. And I take out the Mimeoplasm. I drop him from 20 to like... Oh no, I didn't take him out. He's at 2. It was pretty close though. I didn't lose any of my guys, and I took out his 2 Terastodons. But he gets attacked by 2 elephants, and that's enough. And Mimeoplasm is done. Alright. That makes the playing field a little less confusing. Cameo of Crescent Moon comes out. Oh, and that also means that Al gets his Luminarch Ascension back. So... unfortunately, I'm kind of tapped out and I'm at 25. And I'm expecting something big to come my way here. There's Warhammer. And then, so he's going to Warhammer. Puppeteer click. And I don't have anything that can block flyers right now. And there's Viridian Emissary. And he's still got 3 cards in hand. So he pretty much attacks with a team against me. And at this point is when Phelddagrif decides to become a kingmaker and starts giving me dudes to block with. Good old Royal Owl. Yeah, he gives me a bunch of hippos. So I'm able to block some stuff here and not die. And I can also pump my Kamal, put my dudes with Kamal to make sure that they get killed off and I can keep those guys around. So I'm down to 6. And he Imperial Seals. Nath does. But unless he has something... Oh, and I get life. He uses Phelddagrif to give me life. My hand, what I draw doesn't really matter. Honestly, like if I really wanted to... Oh, I search up Core Haven. I turn one of my planes into a dude, and I attack Nath with everything and pump them. And that's more than enough. Honestly, I could have attacked both of them right now and killed them both, because he's at minus 33 here. But that's not really worthwhile. And I didn't want to take out Al right away. And that's it. I draw into Mangera. And with Soul of the Harvest, I'm drawing more cards as well. And I play my lands. And I start exiling stuff with Scavenging Ooze. Just so I can... Another thing is I was a little worried about is that his Luminarch Ascension is almost ready to be active. But he's only got one more card in hand. And his land tax. So he's got nothing. And he's like, screw it, I'm just going to give you more hippos. And he lets me draw a card by bouncing Phelddagrif. So yeah, then I just attack him and he says good game because he knows what's coming. So I attack with a few dudes so that I can just activate Kamal once. And that's the game. So yeah, that was an early version of the deck, and honestly the only reason I managed to win is because Al gave me some dudes to block. Other than that, I probably would have died to the Nath player right there. But the deck was a lot more top heavy back then, had some useless cards like Kitsune Healer and Champion's Helm. And then Masumaru and Motani didn't really do a whole lot. But this was a fun game. Thought you guys would enjoy it. Thanks for watching.